All right, welcome back. A new report reveals in the early days of the Biden document investigation, the feds actually interviewed one of Biden's personal attorneys, Patrick Moore, but allegedly never filled out what's called a 302 summary. A form that the government uses to summarize formal interviews when they actually want people to know what happened. Moore made the discovery of classified material while packing up Biden's former think tank office at the Penn Biden Center. That's, of course, Biden's fake think tank, run by his Ukraine point man during the Obama years, the think tank that held classified and top secret documents about Ukraine. None of Biden's attorneys have security clearances to handle these documents, so why no summary of this interview? Is the DOJ trying to cover up for Biden again? Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin joins us now. Sir, good to have you back on. What are your thoughts on this new angle of the story?
Well, first of all, it's interesting on how they're handling this. You got to remember, this isn't documents that happened underneath President Trump, or President Biden. This happened underneath Vice President Biden. Yeah. And the way that they're handling it is completely different than the way they handled it underneath President Trump. It's interesting because when the president handles information, he has a unique privilege. When a vice president's handling it, he has to be treated just like a member of Congress with extra clearance, like I had when I was on the House Intelligence Committee. That means that the documents checked in and checked out, and they're numbered. And before you could leave a SCIF or secured area, you sign out with them, and when you bring them back, they had to be signed the same way. So someone lost their ability to do their job. So how did he even keep them is the big question. And why isn't this being handled like a criminal investigation, not just that they're looking into it?
Yeah, if it was somebody that didn't have as much political clout, if it was just some national security, whatever, diplomat, whoever, the kind of people that can get access to these files, how would this be different?
Well, if this was handled, if he wasn't president of the United States, this should be absolutely handled in a criminal investigation, because he would be knowingly harboring known documents. Now, I can see where a president, and I mean this sincerely, I can see where a president of the United States may not know all the information that's traveling with him that's carrying by documents that have clearance that can check them out. As I said, the vice president is completely different. But it even goes back farther than this. When you start looking at what has Biden covered up and why are they trying to cover it up? Can you imagine the vice president of the United States not having a guest log sheet that comes and sees him, or the current president of the United States not having a log to go see them? Right now, if I go see President Trump in Mar-a-Lago, I still have to sign up to a guest list, including everybody that's traveling with me, because the Secret Service requires it. There is no way that the President of the United States, at his personal residence, doesn't have a log sheet of who came and saw him. Right. So it even raises more concerns. Why are they keeping that from people? Was it documents that they had because he was sharing it with people, or are they trying to cover up for Hunter Biden? What is it that they're trying to cover up? It would be the real question here, because I don't believe for a second they're being honest with the American people.
No, I mean, we know that they loathe transparency in this administration. I mean, they absolutely hate it. This is so much less transparent than the last 4 years under Donald Trump, and yet they pretend that he was the scary one, which is the comedy of the whole thing. Eric Swalwell, who has become a huge national security liability himself, was on The View today, which made for a horrific hour of television. He gave Biden the benefit of the doubt on all of this while making ridiculous allegations about Trump's case. Take a listen.
This case will hinge on his knowledge and intent. It looks like once he was aware of this, he did what I hope everyone would do, which was get the documents back to the government, cooperate in every meaningful way. What worries me with President Trump is that somebody who was willing to leverage $350 million of taxpayer money to get dirt on his opponent, as he did with the Ukrainians, if he has top secret documents in his possession, that he could leverage that for his own benefit.
First off, it's blatantly obvious that Biden has had corrupt dealings in Ukraine through his son, which, in my opinion, nullifies the entire first impeachment of Donald Trump. But it is funny that Swalwell sees Ukraine documents at a fake think tank run by an Obama-Biden Ukraine point man and has no doubt that everything was on the up and up.
Well, listen, if you are in that much damage control and the only person you can get to go out to defend you is Eric Swalwell, you're in real trouble. That means everybody else with true credibility that may still exist in the Democrat Party, they are running from you, because there isn't anybody that's less credible dealing with national security interest than Eric Swalwell. Remember, this guy got taken to the cleaners by Fang Fang, a Chinese spy who he fell in love with. And for the idea that they're having him out there talking about it, it is absolutely scary on what you see happening. In fact, I will go out here and say this. It makes me wonder why the Democrats are allowing this to come out. You know, there wasn't any Republicans in President Biden's possession that found these documents. There wasn't anybody that was around him that the Democrats were allowed to have access. So why is the Democrats, who's closely held and closely narrates every message that comes out of the party, why is it, excuse me, that they're allowing this to leak out? Is it because they're going after Biden because they feel like he's liable now? It's something that we should all question.
He's certainly, he's no longer off limits. We know that from the way the media is handling this and the way I think everyone's handling this. Is suddenly there's no more protection for Joe Biden in the matrix that we all live in here. Senator Markwayne Mullin, thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. Your retirement funds are being threatened with even more losses from record inflation, recession, and skyrocketing interest rates. Fortunately, the highly trained specialists at American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. If you call them right now as a special offer, they will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order, so don't wait. Call 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309, or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532.